What up, YouTube? Timmons here. Now, since this month I'm doing my reviews for past school-based films, here's my review for probably one of my favorite prom-based movies of all time, and that is, of course, the 1986 film Pretty in Pink. Now, there's been some really cool prom-based movies. Obviously, Prom, The Prom. Let's see what else. She's All That. I mean, who does not love a good American Pie? Who does not love a good movie about prom? Now, this movie was directed by Zoe Deutch, who by the way, is of course the husband of Leah Thompson, and he's also the father of Zoe Deutch, who you might know from movies like Vampire Academy, Flower, etc. I know he did a really decent job with this film. He's of course directed other really decent movies over the years, like he did The Great Outdoors, Some Kind of Wonderful. He also did Getting Evil Dead, Grumpy Old Man. He doesn't do as much as he used to. I mean, he also did American Horror Story Coven. He's mostly done TV shows in recent years. Sadly, he does not make movies as much as he used to. Like, lots of his films were pretty much classics back in the days. Yeah, I mean, he's worked with some really cool folks from Steve Martin to Jack Lemmon and all that. Let's say Steve Martin. I meant to say Dan Aykroyd. But anyway, now, Pretty in Pink, of course, stars 80s icon Molly Ringwald, who, portrays the role of Andy, who is this outcast at her Chicago high school, and she hangs out with, and she even hangs out with her boss, played by famed Ghostbuster actress Annie Potts, who also owns the record store where she works at. And you also got this quirky classmate named Ducky, who's portrayed by Jon Cryer, who you might know as Alan Harper from Two and a Half Men. But of course, Ducky, of course, has a crush on her. But one of the rich popular kids in school named Blaine, played by Andrew McCartney, ends up asking Annie out, and it also seems too good to be true. And Annie ends up falling for Blaine, and she begins to realize that she's seeing someone different, like from a different social spirit and all that. And it's a really, cute, charming one. Molly Ringwald, like I said, she was an icon. Like, she still does stuff nowadays. Like, of course, she's on Riverdale and all. But, back in the 80s, she was, one of the most iconic teen actresses there was. From The Breakfast Club to 16 Candles to Pretty in Pink. She's definitely an 80s icon right there. Jon Cryer was also great in this. You even had Andrew Dice Clay, who plays a bouncer in this. Andrew Dice Clay is so good in this one. You also had some other interesting cast members too, like you had Harry Dean Stanton, who actually plays Molly Ringwald's father. He was great. James Spader was good in this movie. This film's definitely the chemistry between Molly Ringwald and Andrew McCarthy. Andrew McCarthy was pretty popular in the 80s as well. He of course was in Weekend at Bernie's. He's done some really iconic movies over the years. This is pretty much what you call like a Brat Pack, really. Yeah, Molly Ringwald definitely was really good. Jon Cryer stole so many things as Ducky. He's really a character you actually root for more than the popular guy. Like really most of the nerds you actually root for. Like people who don't really get the girls in the film. You always do usually root for them more than the popular kids here. But anyway. And of course, Jack even presents Annie with this pink dress that he also bought for her. And so, hence why it's called Pretty in Pink. And of course, like her father, Jack is of course her father, who's portrayed by Harry Dean Stanton, who R.I.P. Harry Dean Stanton, but he is so good in this movie too. And yeah, this is definitely a really cute, charming film. Definitely one of the best teen movies of the 80s. It has some really decent satire to it. Great performances by Molly Ringwald, by Jon Cryer. It was of course released by Paramount back then too. Gina Gershon was even in this as well. Believe it or not, you also had who was actually speaking of True Half Men, who else was supposed to be in this? Believe it or not, Charlie Sheen was originally supposed to play Blaine. But of course, Ringwald actually convinced the filmmakers to cast McCarthy for their own set, which at least Charlie Sheen had some other. Before he became on that job, Charlie Sheen had some really cool movies in the 80s too. So yeah. And believe it or not, the producers also wanted Robert Downey Jr. as Cryer, as Ducky, but Cryer got the role instead, which I think Cryer plays this role really well. Like, I feel like I could totally have seen Robert Downey Jr. be more like the cool kid than the dorky kid coming out. Yeah. And of course, famed Flashdance actress Jennifer Beal was once going to play Andy, but turned it down. So Rainwater got the part. So yeah, really decent film here. The three leads are really solid. I mean, if you guys have never really seen Pretty in Pink, like I said, it got released in 1986. Obviously, it was way ahead of my time. I was not born until 1992. But I remember watching the movie, years later. But that's it. If you guys have never really seen it, you can actually find it on Vudu, Prime Video, Fandango. It's not really on major streaming sites, but I used to always thought this movie was directed by John Hughes, but I think he only was a writer or a producer on the film. But anyway. Let me ask you guys, have you ever seen the classic 80s film Pretty in Pink? And so, what's of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What's your favorite parts? Some of your favorite moments? Drop comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Simu signing off.